button, I click start game, I'm going cancel, cancel, cancel.
That's so easy to do, is that? I've done it, well, we did it last time. You start a game and join game, it's just like, what, you know? Anyway, it'll connect when you do, so it's still waiting for you. I wish we could have fixed that microphone and then I don't sound like, you know, whatever, but anyway. So we won't bother with any cheats on because, like I say, we've got the passwords, so there's no point. I tried it with the cheats on, and with the cars, they all stop in the middle of the road and act like a huge barrier of 6 cars, and they don't move, so there's no point having that on. With no time, it's like there's no point, and with the turbo on, well, that'd just be insane, and you complete it within 10 minutes, so... Anyway, it's looking like the link option is not going to work.
Yeah.
So
I think it's the way they program this as a program, as an application, because I don't think the link mode actually works, because I think it replicates as if you're both on the same Amiga.
Yeah.
So it's not like connecting two across a distance, because we didn't get it working on Chaos Engine either, did we?
Yeah, well, the skid marks we could link, but I think that just gave us the option of the one player, yeah, like you say, like 2 players sitting on the same thing. So anyway, have we to start recording now and then...
Yeah, I've already started.
Right, okay. So it looks like I'm doing all the thing, and I presume, because I didn't notice last time, if I'm that one...
Well, I'll tell you what.
Go on.
Do you want to put Lemon Amiga in that?
Lemon. Well, yeah. we are recording. Lemon, and then for this one, Eddie What? AmigaRama. So you want automatic gears, I presume?
Yep. Oh no, manual. I enjoy that more.
You reckon? Well, if you reckon you're more if you reckon you can beat me on manual, go ahead. I'm being on auto, man. Fire to accelerate, yeah. Joystick. So I think we're all set up there, aren't we?
Yeah, cool.
If we're not, we'll soon find out. We can always start recording again. I can never remember how you spell Lorfarius, and I think it's like a Roman word. So.
No, I just made it up. I've been using that as a name for about about 18 years now.
Right.
Don't mean anything now. I just made it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's still a tiny bit stuttery on mine, but at least it's playable. That's the main thing. I've put it on full screen and then I can see the thing. So anyway, as long as one of us qualifies, it's going to be touch and go because I was struggling to get it full screen off the line, and that's why I weren't moving. But I'll just...
Yeah, I'm too used to using it in the tiny window mode.
Yeah. Well, I got it working last time on skid marks on full screen, so it's like a full window, if you will, so I can still see Windows 10 at the bottom. It just means I can see the damn thing.
What I've started doing is when I'm like doing research for the episodes, I'll have it in small window mode and I can take notes whilst I'm going, so I just alt tab between the two.
Yeah.
Nice and easy.
We might not even qualify off the first stage because the time limit is pretty darn tight, to be honest.
Ooh, that got a bit stutter then, I think.
That was massive stutter then, but at least it paused us both at the same point. Oh shit.
Oh. I don't seem to have brakes.
Well, if you pull back on the controller you get brakes. If you let go of the fire button it just slows you down a bit. But nobody ever uses brakes, so...
It's all down to you.
You're joking. Well, like I say, we might have to restart this because I'm only halfway through the level, to be honest. And I had a really bad start, but anyway. I've been talking so much, I've been crashing out as well. And I've been trying to look to see if I've got anything else running Maybe it's just because it's then again, we tried it at the weekend before and it's been fine. Maybe it's just this one game, I don't know, I knew I'd do that. It's because it's stuttering, never mind. I'll make it on this lap, yeah, it's the next one that I'm bothered about. In fact, your, you know the Skype thing that comes up with a box and a circle in it? Yours is like a beach or something that I can see with rocks on it. But that's covering up my timer, so I can't see how long I've got left. So, not that it matters.
I've got it on the top right on mine, it's very annoying.
Right. Shit, that was the stutter. I got away with it. It's only stuttering a little bit, but it just stutters just when it matters.
I mean, I can see you spot on.
As long as I'm, you know, straight on your machine. I can always try and put it in a window. Yeah, that's probably it. My OBS is probably interfering with it as well. But I'll put everything in a small window after this if I make it. You never know. It is an hard game. You have to memorise the heck out of it. Plus, you have to avoid everybody else as well. So it's kind of, you get into a rhythm, and if you get into that, then you're fine. Bang. And if you don't,
what pad are you using?
I use the zip stick, mate. The same thing as many people use. I know Miss Mad Lemon uses it, and you know, I think Dan Wood uses one. So
I've never been able to get on with it. I've tried many times, but it's just too weird.
Right, I think it's used as swears by it. There you go. So I'm going to minimise that frigging window now. Minimise the Skype window, minimise the OBS window, close that, minimise that. Well, I'm going to risk putting this full screen actually. So here we are, this is level 2 Twilight. Oh shit. Major stutter then. Yeah, your effort to go manual gears didn't really work out off the line there.
No.
Auto, there's absolutely no difference between it. It's just that auto takes away that gearing up and down. On the, what is it? There is like an autumn level, a marsh level, and on that it can help to gear up and down. But apart from that, otherwise it's just something else to remember. And on this game, you can forget it. On a bad day, I can't even qualify off this night course, to be honest, because if you make 2 mistakes, that's it.
I think in Jaguar, didn't they add headlights to it?
I'm not sure. They might have done. I know they ripped off Lotus snow routine anyway. Well, the fog routine, absolutely. Because I think core design, being part of ex-Kremlin, I think they had the probably had the source code, so they just copied it. But anyway, they copied the technique verbatim, as Andrew Morris said. But that was the competition of the day. It's just a pity that it wasn't Crazy Cars 3 and it wasn't a good game. I mean, they tried, and in the demo you could refuel and all kinds of things, but in the final game, it was just bland. Too many levels and too samey in the control system. At least this you can control it.
Yeah.
Have you run out of time already? Oh.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I think if we lose, I'll switch over to automatic.
Right. It's very, very difficult even with this, because just because of the time, well, the frigging stutter doesn't help, but the time limit as well. And I can barely hear the game because we're on 2-player. It just minimises the sound like crazy. Not that I need it, but it'd be nice to hear the checkpoint. Congratulations. Extra time. Turbo. All the great sound effects that they do.
When you're hitting them walls.
Yeah, yeah, that impressed me at the time. The shaving of the metal when you clank against walls. That's spot on, is that? Although they did admit to using an actual vacuum cleaner for the noise. One of these Henry vacuum cleaners is something like that, a tiny vacuum. Although you probably won't hear that in any of the interviews. And that's on all of the games. And it just sounded like a Lotus, so they kept it. Although this Lotus 1 was originally a Porsche game until they got the Lotus license. And then it became Lotus after that. Checkpoint! I never realised it was Andrew Morris saying the voices until he mentioned it on the Retro Hour, and I begged him to do the Retro Hour as well because he commented on one of my videos. So yeah, that was amazing. I think when
I was doing I did the Spirits Legacy episode, and I did that off the bat because years ago I posted a video on it on YouTube, and one of the guys behind it actually commented, just says, "Oh, I programmed that," and we had a bit of a chat. You know, this is going back like 7 or 8 years, and I was hoping, well, doing the episodes, I wonder if he'll comment or answer some questions and stuff, and I tried getting in touch with him, but he never replied, sadly.
yeah.
But yeah, he just seems to have gone to ground since then. Nobody's even been in touch with him or spoke to him, so...
Yeah. Oh. Sometimes guys fade away off the scene, but sometimes you can't help thinking, well, if anything's happened to him, I wonder if they're all right.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't do anything about that. He's probably just got married. That's the usual one. Stutter. Maybe it's just this Amiga Live image, and you know, games like the Chaos Engine are fine. No idea. But I think it's just today for some reason. Even though I'm getting a good connection, I think I'm still, for whatever reason, damn it, struggling. This is really hard unless you get a really good run. And then it's easy. Well, I say it's easy. It can be easy for the next couple of races after that. You can usually cruise straight through the next couple if you get through this one.
5, 4, come on! Yes, I made it!
How far can you usually get with it? To like level 2?
No, it's the first time I've played it since probably back in the day.
Oh, right. It is a nightmare with the manual gears. In fact, I was thinking of quitting back and entering the password to the next one, which is Peaches, and you know, letting you change the gearing if you're having problems with it. But I'm not a master at this by any stretch. I did get good at it during the competition, but that was at least 3 years ago now. And you have to be in the zone, you know, you can't be talking about, you know, holidays and weather when you're playing this game. But we'll see anyway.
That just gives us more footage anyway.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah, well, you can at least comment on how difficult it is with the manual gears and even with the split screen. Because it does make it harder when you can only see half of it. Whoa. Do it again, and again. And over the line. Checkpoint! Boom. That's what you have to do, basically. Knock them out of the way. And,
Watch out for the trees.
yeah. Sometimes it can be an advantage, although usually with these things, the bushes are to be avoided. Obviously, you have to let go of the accelerator with the oil, or else you'll be off. And you have to let go of the accelerator here to overtake this guy, or else you'll be off. And then straight down the middle. Checkpoint! I'm actually not doing too badly here.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot harder if I was out and I was trying to guide you to play it. Oh shit, that was a bad one. because I'd be saying like, you know, well, I wouldn't actually remember it, so I wouldn't be able to. It's all muscle memory. Sometimes you think, right, the next one's going to be a left, and then it turns out to be a right. So.
Do you listen to the Amigos podcast?
I used to do religiously, but there's so many things on the internet these days. I catch up with maybe 8 different channels, and then I had to draw the line. So I have a couple of American friends, but yeah, what have they been up to?
Oh no, just I mean, I started listening to them.
China.
Doing the podcast, it sort of gave me the idea, really.
Oh yeah.
You know, because there just isn't any, which is weird, seeing how popular it is, but there isn't any like UK Amiga podcasts. And they just started talking to us about 3 or 4 episodes, and they mentioned it on their show, and I'm like, oh, it's fantastic, you know, a bit of fame off the back of it. And anyway, I've done a load of episodes since then, and I'm always a bit wary of putting stuff out at the same time, you know, if it's the same game, because it's probably annoying if you're a listener. Anyway, I was doing loads of research on the Settlers, and they went and bloody covered it this week.
Right.
I've done all the write-ups and digging into stuff, and even started doing the play video, and it popped up in the feed, and I was like, oh god damn it. So I mean, it's not wasted work, it just means I'll go back to it at a later date.
Yeah, well, great minds think alike sometimes, isn't it? Great games.
Because I've really been looking forward to cover that one. It was just...
Yeah, it's the same happened to me. They covered Lionheart at the moment I was going to cover it, and then I thought, oh well, I'll have to delay it then. It can be the Miss Bad Lemon channel or anybody. It's just like, oh well, I'll delay it then, because you don't like clashes, obviously, or else it just gets too samey.
Yeah.
So I've been known to put reviews off for months on end, but luckily I've got usually a stack of them to get through. And you've got a list to get through, so it's not like you're struggling.
I've probably got about 100 episodes worth of shows to do yet, so I've got plenty.
Yeah. Well, I reckoned I'd covered all my major games, but it's now taken me 4 series to do it, so I'm now into the unfamiliar zone of games that I've never seen or played before. Plus, guess what? I'll be doing the Settlers as well, so... that was the very first game that I reviewed ever for my channel. Same with Matt Chat and other channels. The Settlers is just a game that everybody literally takes to heart, so it's one of the very first that gets covered.
It's just fantastic, it really. I mean, I'm just lucky I got it by chance back in the day. I actually bought a copy of it, which is surprising really, because we're such a pirate with the Amiga games.
Yeah.
Like that for, I think it was a demo I played.
Yeah.
I spent months and months on that. I lost so much time to it. Absolutely addicted to it.
You can lose hours just doing one thing. I used to leave it playing and just do something else and just like do my homework or something. I mean, you know, gathering up, I don't know if you took over many territories and did it the hard way, but I used to just sit there and let the economy build up forever and just literally let it do it for hours and then come back to it, because the game would go if there's anything wrong with it. So you could literally do your homework.
I will say, I mean, it's pretty early for strategy games. It's quite an early one, and because I was listening to Amigo's episode about it, and they were saying that there's actually no text within the game. And I'm thinking, you know, looking back at it, I couldn't believe that at the time. I could have sworn there was at least something going on that you could read, but there's just no guides, whatever.
Well, yeah.
Manual as well. But I mean, back as a kid, you know, it didn't bother me. Just read all the way through.
Yeah. I never, until I got the emulation days, I never knew half of the gadgets did on the first screen. It's like you've got a yellow bar, a green bar, a pink bar. It's like, what the heck do they do? You know, like, and I did have the original. I did actually have the original back in the day. It's surprising how many originals I did have back in the day. Boxes and boxes of them. But I obviously never read the manual. So you're doing surprisingly well then on this course, I notice.
I don't know how.
Once you get into 5th gear, just leave it there. Just friggin' leave it there. We won't qualify, I don't think, so it looks like you can change your controller. But, yeah. So that was the skids. So next one's peaches. So it's going to give us our high scores, I presume. Yeah. Well, there you go. You got 1 million, didn't you? Yeah, something like that. So this is all padded out, because like I said, I don't think it takes 45 minutes to complete the entire game. So anyway. Oh, absolutely, that's nothing. We've only got a few to go. So anyway, let's type it in. And that refers to a song. I forget the name of the artist, but it was a famous punk song, Peaches. I forget who brought it out now.
So there's no championship mode or anything then?
No, this is it. This is all you get with this game. It was very much stripped down. So you're on auto, by the way, now.
Yeah.
So
much easier.
Yeah, no, well, listen, finger off for most corners, if it's not stuttering. Because as soon as you take your finger off the fire button, you get all the grip in the world. Without it, you're off. So, you know, it's alright to slide around it, but as soon as you get to the next corner, bang, you're off again. So you just get into the habit of on, off, and then flat car on the things. Even the bushes, avoid them, because it'll slow you down. So I think usually the far left is the safest place. It doesn't always work. And this guy's going to knock me off. Let's try and bump him out. This is really difficult. If you get a driver that's your speed, it's a nightmare. Neck and neck and neck and neck.
Oh,
Checkpoint! Checkpoint! So, come on, we're alright for this one, and then I think it gets finger off, finger off, finger off.
Oh, God, come on.
And then, you know, yeah, it gets hard there. If you make that corner, then you're not too bad for the rest of it. Bang. But if you don't, you'll probably get through another few stages, hopefully. Oh, next one's a major finger off, major finger off. Major finger off on all corners, all of them. And just like slide it through carefully, because this is really hard. No, mate, I'll continue for a bit, but yeah, it does get hard. Yeah, shit. And they start throwing rocks at you and things like that. It's just, if you can get past the drivers, it's not too bad, but I've been bumped out quite a bit. So, and these corners are determined to throw you off as well. Bang, bang, stutter.
2, 1. That was close.
Yeah. It's quite difficult as long as, well, unless you remember to take your finger off on every corner, and then you can make it look easy. But one wrong move, rocks, you know, there's no jumping involved. So I hope this is nice and smooth on your display.
Yeah,
oops, shit.
Great.
That'll do. Like I say, I can't see my time or anything. I was actually quite close on the last one. I was on the line for the winter one, but too much talking, I guess. Ooh. And as you found out, dragging it back is hard.
8, 7, 6, 5.
It's alright.
1, 2, go on.
Checkpoint! Finger off, finger off. I don't know if you can, well, I don't even lift my joystick up so you can hear me pressing it, but I am rapidly pressing the damn thing. It'll get even worse later on, but I doubt you'll get that far with the swamp. Checkpoint, you can make up shit, time as well. Only if you're... Shit, why did I do that? You can even hear the locusts, whatever they are, screeching their legs away.
Too many bushes.
Yeah, Kate Bush.
2, 1, oh. Just sneaked it in there.
Yeah, perhaps it's a good job I can't see the time. Because if your eyes aren't on the horizon, you've lost it. You know, it's all about the road.
20.
And of course you don't know how long the stages are, whereas on Lotus 1 you got the markers. So that was an off, bang. So you don't necessarily know how far you've got left.
2.
That's me finished, I think.
Yeah.
And the line's just down here somewhere. Yeah, that was me off as soon as I crashed into that other car. Well, that's no problem. So, right, we've done that. So, on to the next one. We've got 3 more races to go after this. So, that should be about 20 minutes.
25 minutes recording so far.
I guess we can always play the last one a few times because it's doubtful that either of us will get through it. So, it's on to Liverpool now. I can spell it. Alright, Arkid.
At least it's a different course every time.
Yeah. Well, I think they really excelled with the graphics in this game. That's where they put the most effort, the voice sound effects. And, you know, if you're no good at this game, then the amount of courses is way too many because you can't get to them. But the passwords are fairly famous in this game because most players used them. And you had to. This is a nightmare, and you need to get through the first 4 cars. And I can't do it. I can't do it.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the road and I can't get over.
Oh, this is a nightmare. It looks like we're going to have to restart this one. Which is going to give us some extra time. If you just get through them, you're fine. And there you go, it's ticking away. I'll probably get through it now.
2, 1. Oh, just made that.
Unbelievable.
Telling me. Oh, I'm on the other side of the road again.
And it's hard to get back. I think each course offers a unique challenge. And on this one, it's staying on the right side because it looks easy. And unless you do the finger off on some of these corners, forget it. Bang, bang.
Gotta get used to the finger off, I'm out of time.
Yeah,
You see, usually when I play racing games, I'm a slider. I like power sliding.
yeah. And for that you need full power.
Yeah.
But for this, it's like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And there is a safe spot, which I'm not even using, because I'm afraid the road's going to turn and throw me off it. Yeehaw! That's another one in the bag. But this is, well, one of these is the hardest one, where it's downhill. And I think it's the one after this one. I'm getting ready for a left here. Because, and road signs that point in the wrong direction as well. That one actually pointed me in the right direction and I didn't trust it, so I ploughed straight into the wall. But if you can get them right, obviously it helps. I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling that one of them points the wrong way. Bang.
Yeah, truck there, that one close.
Yeah. Right, into the safe spot. Oh, and I still didn't do it before the road turned. Bang. Oh, I looked out there. I think sometimes you can go straight through the cab. But if you hit the trailer, or the wheels rather, you crash into them. It's not this course I'm bothered about, it's this next one, because this next one's an absolute, you know, a tap dance job. Bang. And then it's same again. And if this thing is fast and clear on your machine, it's certainly not on mine.
Oh, it is, yeah, it's spot on. No lag at all.
Yeah. Well, it can't be because of the recording. I'm pretty sure it's my stupid internet. I mean, if there's no lag on yours and there is on mine, then mine might be running quicker than yours or something, I don't know. It's weird.
I've got excellent pings, 18 milliseconds over on Amiga Live. I don't know if you can see, you can't see that.
I've turned mine, I've minimised it, opened it'll increase the thing, but I was getting yellows, so that doesn't help. Checkpoint! Try and bounce off this guy, missed that, missed that, missed that, and missed that. I'm going to have to try and drag my way over now, which isn't going to work. It's just not going to work.
Oh, you can't hit the trucks, can you?
No. If I'd have made that and not made a hash of it, then that's this level complete, because I think after this bit is the line down this road. But anyway, never mind. Get to see that course. There's a lot of luck involved. Game over, man.
15 minutes to go.
Yep. Okay, good shit. So, it's really difficult to beat Sean Southern unless you beat the game. And I'm just gonna, where's that mouse? I'm gonna window it again just in case it makes any difference whatsoever. Right, so we're on to the next one. We're into the marshes. And that's Bagley Marsh, which also has a karting track and a race track of its own. So I'm going to try this in a crappy window, let's see if it helps.
Just knock me off straight away, the buggers.
Ooh, yeah, they do. They move quite competitively as well on this course. I think it's slightly less stuttering on my side.
Ooh, there's nothing on mine. No stutter whatsoever. I'm past them now, that's better. See you.
Yeah, I'm really struggling. Luckily, I think it gives us plenty of time until about halfway through it. So remember, finger off leaning, otherwise you'll be sinking.
Oh, come on.
As soon as you see them. Bang.
This is like a maze.
Yeah, well, it goes left, right, that's it.
Oh god, I only just made that.
Right, avoid the cow
The
crap.
oil slick.
Yeah. They're always on the insides of corners. So, yeah, sometimes it's pretty difficult.
I'm out again, bloody hell.
Right.
Oh!
Drive in the centre, drive in the middle, and then drive over to the left. The right. I'll get my left and my right mixed up there. Otherwise you end up there. Anyway, never mind. I hate getting my left and the right mixed up, but I always do it.
3, 2,
Oh, that's one bonus of having it in a small window. I can see the time.
sinking. That's in the lake, you can't get better than that.
Yeah, but at least you didn't say that sinking feeling. Over the Cowship Bridge, bang. That's pretty difficult.
Oh, do you want to do Chaos Engine 2?
At some point. Well,
I just think, because the first Chaos Engine has been my most popular download, so...
come on, get through it, get through it.
I think maybe about 10 episodes or something I'd do.
Right, so I managed to get maybe 2/3 of the way through that. So we can either try that again or go on to the last course. What do you want to do?
Give it another go.
Yeah, because there's some more after that. And then the thing about the last course is the first stage is nails, so there's a 90% chance that neither of us will make it. So basically one try lasts roughly about 20 seconds, well, 40 seconds. So, well, there's no guarantee we'll get further, but at least you know the layout of the track now. Get through those guys, it's not hard. In fact, the water slowing you down can help. So don't be afraid of the water, it's just the trees. I'm making mistakes, trying to get past these guys. Off, finger off. Well, you recovered better that time. Again, as soon as you see them, don't hesitate. Off. You can actually make up some time on this section if you're really on the inside. You can make up tons of time. It's just a matter of passing those cars.
Getting used to it. I did quite well on that through.
Yeah, remember, inside the corners, if you're on the racing line, you should be off of it. Oh, and I keep forgetting. Well.
7, 6. Oh, I'm through.
Alright, stay middle and then jog right. Don't hit the middle ones after that. Otherwise, well, I think we both hit that then, never mind.
I can see you.
Oh. You have to really judge it. Sometimes you have to ignore them and go for the later ones so that you get straight over the gap. Ignore it, just go for the later ones. Yeah, well, I think we've got further this time than before. Right, coming up to the amazing bridge. Finger off for it and just lean it in. Pretty nerve-wracking when you get down to the bridge.
2 cars at once in front of me. Right, I'll just turn you.
Yeah. And I made it. I was watching you then. Pretty nerve-wracking, but definitely rewarding. And then we come to a quite hard section after this.
This is so unfair. I'm about 6 gold, you know.
Yeah, well, what a difference one retry makes. You know, if we had to retry this again, you'd be guaranteed through that, and then you'd be on to this section, which is a guaranteed nightmare. Because now you've got hedges on the racing line, so you have to be off the racing line, and you have to avoid all the corners, and you have to take your finger off from all, and you can't have any more speed than that. So luckily on this section, again, you can make it up. If it wasn't for that, you'd be knackered. So this is on to the final third of the game. Well, no, it's not actually. We're still only halfway through it. Shit. Shit.
3, 2, 1, you're out.
Not quite.
Great, yes you are. That extra time really helped.
Oh shit. I got that extra time then, did you see it?
I did, but it added 3 seconds onto the clock.
Yeah, I got that later one as well. I completely forgot about the extra time. It's middle left, middle right, middle left, middle right. But I completely forgot to pick them up.
I don't think you would have done anything.
And when you mentioned extra time, I thought, oh no, the extra time. So I went to the right thinking I'd missed it. Never mind, that's one of the, another quirk. You'll never see the extra time unless you get good at it. And on that section, that is, you know, you'll go bold driving that because it's extra time, extra time. If you miss one, you're out. So that's fun and games. And now we go on to the turbo zone, which is also at night and also in the wet and also very hard and also very fast, and that's called Ebo. So, well, I'm very fun with this one.
Fingers crossed.
It's essential to get through these first cars. And sometimes you can even strafe the side of the track and avoid them. It's very difficult. Bang. One touch and we're out. And I've already made one touch. Oh well, never mind.
God, this is so difficult. Oh my god, I've just overtaken him. I don't know how I did that. Oh.
With this stage, you don't get enough time to beat it. And now that might sound stupid, but you don't. So no matter how much time you gain or lose, you're going to run out of time before you get to that checkpoint.
Oh man, yeah.
And I've just picked up something called the turbo, which means it's slightly quicker on my screen, as you can see. Which means overtaking cars and trying to keep it straight is pretty difficult. And you get lots of them turbos later on. I can actually see the time now because it's in windowed mode. So, but again, you've no idea how long you've got until the end. So here we go. And then rocks, you need to know where they are. Always on the inside, so there should be another inside. I mean, it just doesn't give you one rock, it gives you a shed load of rocks. So if you think, oh, well, I've got around it. No, it gives you 20 rocks. And then in the middle, yeah, it is.
I didn't know we got anywhere on this.
It's a memory test to some degree, because if you can memorise where to go, you've got half a chance. So that's where the replay value comes in. On games like Gran Turismo, you go around it, you've memorised the whole track on the first lap. Damn it, I missed it. I missed it, so that means I've now not got enough time to complete the game. Oh, hold on, I think I'm wrong there. I think I might just squeeze through on to the next level. And then I've run out of time to complete the game. And it's raining as well, but luckily you don't skid anywhere, you don't lose any traction. It's just, it looks good. Ooh.
Did they do an improved edition of this for CD32?
They did a CD32 edition, but I think it was just an AGA fix that they put onto a CD. So it ran smoother on the AGA machines.
Do you want to pick a different track?
Well, we've played them all. That's it.
Well, I mean, just a random one. I think we've got 4 minutes left. So.
Right. Well, it'd be good if you could get the turbo on the last track and experience that, because then that's really amazing. The thing is, though, you know, you're gonna have to make it. So it's that crashing. I think if you bump into the side of a car, you're probably all right, because I did that. But if you crash into the back, you're probably too slow. So if you don't qualify, I'm going to quit and try it again, because the turbo is the set piece of this game. You know, whatever they call it, the party piece. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, I've crashed. I've done it again. So it's all on you now.
Come on, out me way, there's too many of them.
There is too many of them. But then you get a clear bit.
Here we go. Oh, side, off the side.
And we're not going to qualify, but that's okay, because if I'm behind you, it means neither of us qualify. That's fine. So, yeah, I'm not sure that you improved,
No.
but you did get a better score than me, so you must have improved.
It's really difficult at the beginning. It's like just getting past them all.
That's it. You get past them, and then it's a clear bit, and then it's just the corners after that. And yeah, I'm sure you almost did it the first time around. You're only just behind me. And it's a bit unfair because it seems to put me in front of you off the line. Not quite, no. Yeah. See, player one. So at least I'm going to the right now and trying to cut it in, but that didn't work last time, so I'm still going to try it because I'm on this side, and then I'm going to have to sweep onto your side, which didn't work. Oh, dear.
Oh, on the tree.
Oh, right. Sometimes you can slide it past them. That's not too bad on this course.
Stop.
Oh, out of time. Right, I've released the fire button. There's no point in me qualifying. It'd be better if we saw how far we got.
Yeah, like a mini-map or something.
Yeah, and then we could see how far you got as close to the end, you know.
Did you have that one of them in the first?
Yeah, you did, and on the third one as well.
I wonder why they cut it out.
Don't know, maybe it's... Well, it seems silly really, doesn't it? I was going to say limitations of the machine, but it can't be really. Really, it's just a bar going across a screen that takes, you know, 0.0 CPU cycles. So anyway, we'll try again. If this doesn't work, we'll try something else for the finale. Because you're getting quite good at this now, and this is the hardest course. I'm going to crash into this guy if I stay here, but I'm going to have to jog to your side. Ooh, got away with it.
Oh, he ran me into the bloody barrier and doing that as well.
It can be infuriating. When we were playing this in the competition, to get through the entire game and get this far and that happened to you, you feel like throwing the machine out the window and your joystick and you know, going psycho on it, because it can happen. So it can be a bit of an unfair difficulty, but at the same time...
That's outrageous.
Well, you almost made it there. I'm not going to bother getting the turbo. But yeah... I'm pretty sure that you had one last lap to go. One last corner to go. So anyway, for the finale, you can have your choice. You can play at the beginning and see if you can get through the first stage if you want.
Go to the beginning again, we've not seen that in ages. So.
Okay, I can't remember the password, but we'll get rid of that and hopefully it'll do it. I think it was empty or something like that. Here we go. It doesn't even give you a password. So I'm going to give you a head start, and then I'm going to try and catch you up, because obviously I can do this thing. And the start, it's nice and easy, hopefully. And I think, as I say, if you straddle the side of the road, they can actually get to you. They rebound before they get there. So it can be beneficial. And I don't think there's any finger offs on this level, so forget that. Unless you really are going off, or if you do a dodgy overtake. You usually just tap it. Just tap it around the corners. I mean, that helps because I've got a micro switch joystick. Click, click, click. With a pad, I'm not quite sure if it's the same. Bang. Whoa. Made a hash of that. Yeah. This level's more or less clear sailing until you get to the... I think there's some rocks later on, but before that you get the log jumps, so as soon as you see the water, head for the jump. And that's again one of the party pieces, isn't it, Lotus? Not that many players get too much use out of the turbo, but the jumping is something that you don't tend to see much in games. Although Batman the movie, you could jump. That was...
Oh, crazy.
That was the thing. Although, again, Batman the movie is one of them games that literally everybody's reviewed because it's just an instant classic. For me, it's my favourite movie, it's my favourite game, it's my favourite machine, so... You know, it's my favourite review, it's just a classic. I'm missing these logs after saying watch out for the logs. Over the last one. It does actually give you a bit of a map. If you look above the score, it gives you a bit of a map to where we are. And I think the closer your red bar, the narrower it is, the closer I am, but the thicker it is behind you, the further away I am. So that's a bit of a marker, but that doesn't say how close you are to the end, which you are pretty much. And it's good that it slows you down as well, because I think outrunning things don't. They say, right, game over, and that's a bit of a pain. Because in real life, you know, you can rock the car a bit when you run out of fuel. That was a no-win situation. And yep, I gave you about 5 seconds head start and you're still maintaining that, so you've obviously improved. And the more you improve, the more you just get more fun out of it, because you think, well, you don't think, you just switch your mind off and you just do the corners. And I guess to some extent talking whilst you're doing it helps, because you do switch your mind off and you just do go for the corners. So you're onto the rocky straight.
Knocking up on the corners has definitely helped, because I play other driving games, I'm so used to doing it my own way.
Yeah. Well, I play a lot of WRC 6, 7.
Soft into corners and then hard coming out.
Yeah.
And I'll track power slide off the back of that, so that's usually how I play them.
Well, in WRC 7, you have to slam on the brakes before every corner and pile on the power to slide around it. There's none of that going on in this game. This is just an arcade racer. But you're looking at more like Sims, though, if you're looking at a PC game. Whereas on an Amiga, this isn't Formula 1 Grand Prix or Indy 500, you know, so you don't quite get that sim element, which I don't miss, to be honest. So, yeah, congratulations! Stage clear!
What was the distance? That was pretty good.
So what time are we on now? Have we time for a bit more?
50 minutes.
Oh, 50 minutes. Well, that's a shame, because you're going to cut this out of the review. Just like you cut out all the best parts of the Chaos engine. So we're going to have to stop it there then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh well, let's stop it there then. And